We're going to do that. All right, we got Sage here, the incredible Sage, and we are going through the score for the JFH The Story so far right now. So some behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to share the screen, and Sage did an amazing job on the first pass, and now we're just highlighting certain points in the story that we want to bring out different feelings so that people can feel feel a tonal change in the story. So
Thanks.
starting with the cops, obviously we're halfway through the cut right now, more than halfway through. So yeah, that's 2 minutes 45 seconds and 12 frames for when Franco, the threat of the police, and Franco comes in, and this. So all these different feelings that we add here, you know, they would only last for a few moments, but then maybe at the end all the sounds could come together, you know, because the end is like all of this stuff is happening, and that's when I have that, you know, the Jan character has that, you know, I need your help moment. So that the police threat part of this story, it lasts until 2:57, till we add the new threat. So everything kind of builds on itself. So the new threat, the other threat is competition, which is Damian Love, played by Aldous Davidson. So that starts at 2 minutes 57 seconds and 16 frames. And for
2:57:16.
Yeah, 2:57:16. And for anyone watching this, we're going at 24 frames a second. That's what this video is at. So like that's 16 out of 24 frames.
And what do you say this? What's the feeling of this section?
So with all this, it's competition. And so I think when I think competition, I think my blood starts pumping. But it's also it's also
he sounds he's pretty funny.
He's funny, but
even though he got you, but it comes across as funny.
Yeah,
it's like it definitely comes across as funny.
Oh, awesome!
So
okay, that's great.
So competition.
So I think that he comes across as funny, but we also need to make sure that people feel him for the threat that he is too. You know, because we had the finance guy, Brian, who comes in and he brings the fuel. So we have the tech side, right? The tech is oh my gosh, we have, I don't think did we talk about the feeling for tech? We talked about the strings and the violins, but we didn't talk about the feeling.
Yeah. So when I hear tech, tech to me is a lot of it's fast paced and it's energetic, fast paced. That's the energy that tech brings, and it's new. Anything tech is very, to me, it's very synth oriented, very fast paced. You know, so when you say like violin, like I understand like violin and stuff, but it's not that I hear violin. Violin to me is more so associated with like wealth and like old money. Right. Do you ever watch the show not Billions, but the other one with the family, with the father, Succession? I love that show, by the way.
I've seen both of them briefly, but
so the music from Succession is fire as it pertains to that whole family. Billions is also another one. Anytime they show the guy Axel, who owns the hedge fund, it's very fast paced, you know, almost techno. Anytime you see him, but that's the energy that he brings.
So let's so I totally hear you there, and let's just look at it from a different angle for a second in terms of what what a platform represents to us in this story, what the technology represents to us. So the technology is essentially us going from and we'll talk about us as a community for Justice for Hire, but then we'll talk about and I'll come back to this in a second, but we'll talk about us as a community, and then we'll talk about Jan, the character. So Jan, the character, broke guy who realizes that the only thing that'll really truly save the world is people working together and being heroes in their own lives. So in the beginning, that's super. It's grassroots, and he's organizing everybody in meetups, and then they get the technology built. And once that technology built, it's actually like a home. It's like a digital home. So to a certain extent, there's a sense of infrastructure which technology can present, but it's also
Can you hold on 1 second, brother?
Sure.
Give me 1 second.
Sure. Recording. All right. Sage is back. We were just talking about tech, and the feeling of tech. So you were saying like fast pace, etc. I think we need to find the balance between like what technology can traditionally feel like, because even in that first episode that for our season 0, the technology side for the tech kid always felt like it was a sound like that. And now the technology in the context of this episode is supposed to feel like we have more support, and it's different than the financial.
So it's bigger.
Support. So yeah.
So it's bigger.
It's I think it's so who's building the tech? Jan's college buddy, and then a friend of his, which is Andra, right? So when we humanize it more, it's like, okay, we have this vigilante, like former vigilante hero's buddy from college building something, and then his friend that he knows, and it's creating the beginnings of infrastructure, the beginnings of like a structure. So I kind of look at it like building, like and just that feeling of, and whatever that feeling is that comes to you. Again, like streams were coming to my mind only because I didn't have anything else to say, but the sense that we're getting more refined, meaning that we're getting more formalized and building more structure, because we can't get funded if we don't have a formal service app, and the service app represents a bond. It is a technical manifestation of the bond that all of these people are building together across the story. So that's I'm hoping that some of those are helpful. Some of those notes are helpful.
Definitely.
And let me know if you want me to. I mean, you're taking notes on your side, so you don't need me to write. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
All right, so and then finance was the big and funny. It's like bro energy, but it's like funny bro energy, and it's like it should be more support. So it should almost be taking what starts in the tech and then starting to build that out and make it fatter. And and then the cops, and which we just finished that section, that should be kind of like danger. But there's also, well, I guess that it's not its full name. Danger is the wrong word. The cops are I guess it's more mystery and intrigue, right? Because like the cops are not bad. We're not trying to say police bad. We're trying to say that the cops are like, there's almost like a detective. They are literally detectives looking into justice for hire. And and in an ideal world, we all work together, but that this is there's tension between us and the energy of the police. Huh. Oh, what's going on outside? Really interesting. Anyway,
what does that feel like? Is more cops outside?
There are some police outside. They're walking out with the guy.
Like,
the guy who apparently called them just exited with them carrying 2 big blue bags. So I don't know what's going on, and they looked almost as if he called the police and to like escort him. I don't know what's going on.
Hey guys, got a lot of drugs here.
Real
need some help transporting it. Right.
So, excuse me. So now after so I guess it goes like, tech is building out is like, is like techie, but also building out our home. Uh, and like a dream starting to come true. That's also another feeling to add into that as a note. Like a dream. I think all of this, even for me personally, this is a dream that is coming true, you know? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like after a lot of struggle, that's in the story and in my life personally. So I think that there's that always that sense of for the evolution of all the sounds, that the dream is coming through in a victorious way. And I think that the what we currently have with the sound you've made, the music you've made, is that victory. It feels like victory. It feels like charging forward. It feels like victory. It feels like things are happening. So I think we're just embellishing aspects of that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, cops of mystery and intrigue. Um, and there's a sense that something could fall apart. So we should have that sense of like a potential loss with the police. Um,
Mm.
and then with Damien coming in, so now we got Damien. Damien is like you said, like he's the threat. So he's actually like the police are like a potential threat,
257-16.
but this guy is definitely like like in the beginning we're not sure if he's going to help or what, but he becomes a huge problem by not only
Mm-hmm.
becoming a rival but also by like sending people in to mess us up. So like, I feel like
He
he's
also feels annoying.
yeah, he's kind of like a Loki.
Yeah,
He's a pest.
annoying. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just use the word pest, which is great.
yeah,
So
yeah.
and maybe even like that sense of like a bee, a bee buzzing around, and you're like, get away.
Mm-hmm.
But and then like more bees come, and that's like uh Cowboy. So we go from Damien starts at 257-16. I think you already have that down. And then his energy picks up even more when we introduce Cowboy. And Cowboy's first image starts at 3:03:10. So 3 minutes, 3 seconds, and 10 frames.
Got it.
But it's it's not until 3:04:09 that we actually like see his that where we actually say the name Cowboy. So 3:03:10 is what. Let's see. Let's see what it says here.
Pardon me.
Sends out a fighter named Cowboy.
Yeah. So I'd say 3:03:10 is cool to start. And so I mean, I would look at Cowboy as just he's not as he's like the assassin, like he's the
Mm-hmm.
guy he's just wiping through JFH heroes.
And he's
And
dangerous.
yeah, he's actually dangerous. Like,
Right.
yeah, like the police are like mystery, like potential take us down kind of thing. Damien is like a threat, is a pest, but like he's like kind of like a threatening pest. But then you have like the assassin. Uh, so this guy's like, like cold steel, like a katana. Um, and man, that might even be a great note for Roger to add like a sound of like a sword coming out. But also that could be potentially even
Mm-hmm.
integrated into the music if like,
True.
him being in there, like just the sound of unsheathing a sword could be a crazy thing to hear put into a beat, like that could be crazy. I don't know. Um, so yeah, he builds up. Obviously, we have lots of people have a fight scene with him, including my character. And let's see what's next. Next is Justine. So I mean, I actually next, I think we have the introduction, and I feel like it's pretty nicely done already as is with the base
Mm-hmm.
that you provided. But there is the heroics app, the rival app. Um, and if you are inspired to do something different than what is currently there, then I think that's great. But overall, I feel like this is let's let me know if you can hear it.
Better at the champions. Heroics? Come on, you can tell this is evil.
I love that. I love just the single synth that you have on there. That deep.
Wait, can you play one more time
Sure.
and just mute the noise, put on
Sure,
noise
sure.
cancellation.
Hold on. Oh, let me show the screen. Oh, hold on. Sharing everything makes sense. All right, here we go.
You can build a bigger app, a better app than champions. Heroics? Come on, you can tell this is evil, right? He recruits our hero number one, Justine, who never felt at home at JFH or anywhere else for that matter. Cowboy and Justine are fond of each other, but Justine has her own plans for him.
I can't see it. It just shows your like all of the ratios, transform, crop.
Oh, hold on. You're not seeing the actual image? The video?
I'm seeing your Final Cut Pro far right.
Oh, so you're only
Or-
seeing this area, but you don't see this area?
Yeah, I see your mouse right there. Do it again. Bring your mouse over to the side.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. Hold
Hold
on.
on here. Let me show you. If you go back to
Oh, you want me to do the screen share? Okay, yeah, sure. Hold on 1 second. We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out one way or another. Let's see. Can I see?
oh now I see it.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened. So it's good?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay. Let me play it.
Build a bigger app, a better app than champions. Heroics? Come on, you
Okay.
can tell this is evil, right? He recruits our hero number one, Justine, who never felt at home at JFH or anywhere else for that matter. Cowboy and Justine are fond of each other, but Justine has her own plans for him and Damien and this new rival JFH. She just needs an X factor to raise the stakes.
Dope.
So I really like the just that synth. I think it works really well in that moment.
Yeah, definitely.
If you think that anything else should be added or changed, go for it. And that's for I think that's great for the heroics app. I actually think it works for the moment of the heroics app, which starts at let me get the exact time code. We should still have these written down for by nature of the and if you could share that note with me too, man, because like I wrote it down on paper, but it's not. I should have it written.
Got you.
Yeah, if you could just text it to me or email. So the heroics app first comes on 3 minutes and 31 seconds and 00 frames. So that's when that comes. And this wasn't in the list before. It went tech, finance, cops, Damien, Cowboy, Justine, but it actually between Cowboy and Justine is Hero X or Heroics, and that's the rival app. So that base starts then. I think it's awesome, and I think it's great to carry through for very quickly evolving feelings. So.
Mhm.
And that really brings us to the next part of the conversation is are there sounds that we can add to elevate this feeling of I'll play it again.
Better at the champions. Heroics? Come on, you can tell this is evil, right? He recruits our hero number one.
So when he recruits our hero number one, Justine, like is there
Mhm.
is there a feeling that we should? I love. Let me put it this way. I love the feeling of the synth by itself, because the feeling of the synth by itself, um, um, creates this kind of like this downward energy. However, with this
Mm-hmm.
downward energy, um, maybe there's a lighter sound that's Justine is searching. She doesn't like, yeah, let's actually talk about her character. So at and maybe it's a something like that, like a really small, like little bits of I don't I can hear it in my head, but it's hard for me to say it vocally right now.
Mm-hmm.
But at 3 minutes, 34 seconds, and 22 frames, that's when Justine, he recruits our hero number one, Justine. So she was the person that essentially catalyzed um, Justice for Hire being started in this form. But she doesn't have a real direction in her life. As a matter of fact, the character is the type of character that's like, she's kind of like a cat. She's like a stray cat. And she'll like sleep on people's couches. She'll if she's with a partner, she'll stay with that partner, which is like Franco in the story. We've shot a few scenes with her having a similar challenge with another male partner with like
Mm-hmm.
domestic abuse and stuff like that. So she kind of gets herself into challenging situations, and she's incredibly smart, but she's also like bored and angry, you know? So I think
So there's a fear that's there, and that fear comes betrayal for the most part. What is it that she's because she essentially betrays Justice for Hire, correct?
yeah, yeah, she does. And
Okay.
yeah, it's actually a great way to
Like
put it.
I'm saying the sense of her um want to be accepted, I guess, it is what's like her actual backstory is what, like, just really quick.
Sure. So um she's kind of like there's aspects of the backstory that I don't have yet, but there
Oh,
are
okay,
that I
so
do
so no
have.
problem.
So what I can speak to is that character wise, she's incredibly smart, but she kind of uh she doesn't really have direction of how to utilize her intelligence, of like in the
Hmm.
best way. And she knows that she can do big things, but she doesn't like know exactly where to apply herself. So she's gotten into some criminal activity. She's gotten into but never something where she's been convicted. She's been around like
Okay,
darker elements. She's been around drugs and alcohol and all these other things. Um,
okay.
but for the most part, I think she like Jan saw potential in her to be more and trained her, but she actually didn't like the training. So this is stuff we've shot. She didn't she to get out of the domestic violence situations and put herself into a more empowered position, she started training with Jan and became like
Hmm.
hero number one, or at least self-proclaimed like she wanted to be the first hero. And like surely Jan would share some of the ideas of like, this with being with you, um, like interacting with you has inspired a movement, and I'm pushing forward on this movement. And she's like, well, if this inspired this movement, she wants to be the first person that is like the new hero.
Gotcha.
But she doesn't have the experience, and she doesn't like the training, and she hasn't put in the time. So when she makes that proclamation, she can't actually live up to it. So she sets herself up for failure. And this is something that's a pattern in her life. She consistently sets herself up for failure. So that's why there's a dead guy that essentially is that she caused as part of trying to be a hero, but she wasn't prepared for it. So
Mm.
fortunately, that did not turn into like a big problem for her, or for maybe somehow she escaped, and Justice for Hire also escaped any charges in this issue. But she's been recruited. She kind of went into hiding, and she like Cowboy finds her, and because of Damien, and then says, "Okay, we need you, since you're inside Justice for Hire. You have access we need you to get us all the information on how this thing was built, it operates, and now
Hmm.
she's essentially realized that she's in a power position, and so not only can she be a part of building a rival app in a way that she wasn't a part of building Justice for Hire, because she essentially disappointed Jan and the community by not following the rules properly. But now she realizes that she could potentially take over this rival app and leverage Cowboy and Damien to become essentially the figurehead of, let's call it, the retribution industry. You know, whatever
Okay.
Justice for Hire is, she wants to be the head of the entire, not just JFH, but of the entire industry that it's creating, this like concierge justice kind of industry. So Justine has,
Got
in the
you.
comic books, she is actually the main villain. Um,
Mm,
so what we're building up with her is to like build her into to show her go from like the depths of this kind of grungy girl to becoming this like cutthroat, billionaire businesswoman who like found all these different ways to make it work. And so
got you.
this feeling in right here has to take us very quickly from the depths of her. You see her here.
Number one, Justine.
She's smoking a cigarette,
Anywhere else.
moving out of like Franco's old apartment,
Cowboy and Justine.
and then seeing Cowboy
Justine has her
and realizing that she could have this guy beat up people on her behalf,
Got you.
take jobs, and like go to another level, you know?
Got you.
So it kind of has to bring us from the depths, which I think that that baseline that you have, that we start the heroics app on, that baseline starts to create that foundation of the depth. And so
Right.
how do we quickly build out of that to something that feels more like a queen is being born, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. I like that analogy.
Like almost like Maleficent, the Angelina Jolie
Right,
character.
right, right.
I've never seen the film.
Yeah.
But just like that sense of like this
Fire.
dark, kind of like tall, feminine energy coming to take over something.
Got it.
And then
That.
and let me know if you, I mean, I feel like if we were to break that down into beats, let me know if this is helpful. If we were to break that down into like the actual beats that in terms of time code,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, we have, so we're in, so Justine is at 3 minutes, 34 seconds, and 22 frames. That's when we first, that's when
Yeah, I got that.
depths. And then
Yeah, I got that.
her transition, like she's still in the depths here, she's moving out. If you want to catalog her moving out, that's at 3:39:14. So that's the first move from depths. 3 minutes, 39 seconds, and 14 frames is where we start moving from the depths into a new space. And then when she sees Cowboy and Justine together, that's 3:41:14. So it's 3:41:14. It's like that bridge takes us to this more, how would I put it? Like the sense of opportunity. Like that this is where opportunity comes for her. And so something that felt dark becomes the opportunity, and that opportunity transforms into what we see at 3:43:08, which is someone being beaten on the ground by Cowboy at her command. So we quickly evolve from being in the depths, bridging out of the depths to an opportunity, that opportunity being a dark one. And we don't really actually see her face in that until 3:46:09. So, you know, that these are like the subtlety of the constant progression here. It's incremental, but it gets bigger and bigger. So 3:46:09 is that. And that will crescendo with her smile. And that smile happens, boom, right when she walks into the light. That's perfect timing. She did a great job. All your leisure, bud. She did a great job. Look at her smile. It comes right in at 3:49:11. That's like when she literally steps into the light and gives us this sinister smile here. And sorry, I'm not sure what number I just said. It's 3:49:13.
3:49:11.
3:49:11. There we go. Yeah, yes, yes. 3:49.
It starts. Yeah.
So, and that's really that energy. Like what's being said here is that this is kind of one of those ideas of like the universe, right? Like she's done everything that she sees all the opportunity, but she needs something to happen. She needs something else to happen, like to cause the chaos that would allow her to take her rightful position that she's feeling, that she feels like she can have. And that chaos is the ninjas, and the ninjas come in 3:51:15. And these ninjas, are essentially attacking everybody. They're attacking police, regular everyday people. They're attacking justice for hire heroes. They're not, they don't seem to be associated with any particular group that we know of. So it kind of takes everybody, police looking into justice for hire, Damien aiming to take his to pull what justice for hire is and make it his own thing, and then everybody just gets attacked by these ninjas, and it kind of takes all the focus off of JFH and more on this is like a real terrorist group. Are they justice for hire heroes? Obviously, like the cops might think, but then they're like, no, people who work for JFH are getting attacked. So it's like it causes this confusion, and I think that this is what we want people to feel is that there's this kind of like epic scale of conflict. There's
Like a sudden storm, ninjas cause incidents across the U.S.
So it says like a sudden storm. So like, I do feel like there is kind of like a stormy energy to it, like, and maybe that's the thing that the thing that pops in my head is like a Terminator 2, like a faster version of that, like that kind of that kind of like, I love that Terminator 2 theme song. But that sense of bringing the scale and like its threats, its scale, its danger, and there is a sense of confusion, but we want the audience to feel like there's we want them to crescendo with that feeling. We want to escalate.
Right.
It's stressed out.
And yeah, there's also
taking the ball down.
I love this line, like from Stone. This character is like, line all these ninjas up while I'm taking them all down. That's it's really cool. To highlight that. So, I think now we get into the wrap up where it's really like a recap of all the energy, and this is where it literally does the roll call. And let me know when you're ready. I'll give you that next time code.
What's the frame? 23.
Yeah, this is 4 minutes, 4
Mhm.
seconds, and 23 frames. And this is the beginning
Yeah.
of the roll call. And this roll call
Correct.
essentially says everything has led up to this and it's overwhelming. That's essentially what's being said here. And um, I'll play it again. Do you want me? Let me take off noise suppression so we can both hear it. Because if I remember correctly, this is really where I was having trouble um, with the assets that I have of the score, where it was like,
Right.
like I don't know what to put here because
Where do you go now? Right.
yeah, because like we've heard all the sounds and like I could reset it, but it doesn't. It felt like the reset is actually best for the end to simplify
Right.
and to kind of just bring it back home. But this is like this is this is more than the chaos. This is literally everything together. And so we didn't. Let me just take this noise suppression off. And there we go. And let me know if you can see everything.
Yep. Good.
Okay, cool. All right, so it'll come right after his line.
Taking them all down.
Cops, cowboys, ninjas, bad press. Villains posing as heroes on our app. And then we have this rival app that's coming up, and I'm still trying to keep our community safe. Keep building the world we want to be living in where people are empowered to be heroes for themselves and others. I'm still trying to be a father in my life and trying to love, and I don't want to lose all this.
So I'm just gonna stop this for a second and change the sound. So like that to me, like I had to start again, and I think that was the wrong thing. It's that to me is like the definitive placeholder because I was like, wow, I don't know. This feels like it's starting again, but it's actually shouldn't feel like that. It should feel like everything is coming to a head, and even how I stop it, and I'll share the exact time code, but there should be a sound. And I think you kind of do this in some other areas where you kind of take the hey ho, but the ho roll, you kind of like stop the ho.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Right. Stop the
Which is
holes.
just, huh? It's hilarious.
So
But
yeah, stop the holes.
it's such a great feeling of like you have this classic hip hop sound, and then like it just gets halted, which is such a to a certain extent, I think that would be called postmodernism. It's like it's really it's totally aligned with where a lot of people are saying that we're in a postmodern world right now, and I think that's so aligned with culture that little like it's like so dope because it references the past, but it also says hold on, like stop.
It's a tape stop. That's literally what it is. It's stopping the tape. So you stop it, and that's literally it. What can you just play this from the beginning of what would I guess right after the ninjas, if you could just play this
Sure.
really
So
quick.
and just so you see, like that tape stop sound. Well, I guess like just to hold on, let me just. Yeah, that tape stop sound should essentially come up right around here at 423. And should at least start like at 423 and zero frames. Because whatever we build up to, and I'm just gonna change the sound, but whatever we build up to with all that everything coming together should tape stop right there. That's the term you use, tape stop? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let me know you can see everything too.
Yeah.
Here, I'll go right from the kick because the kick really like helps to stop everything with the ninjas. So
police and JFH heroes alike, and now everyone is stressed out.
You got all these ninjas, I'm taking them all down.
Cops, cowboys, ninjas, bad press, villains posing as heroes on our app, and then we have this rival app that's coming up, and I'm still trying to keep our community safe. Keep building the world we want to be living in, where people are empowered to be heroes for themselves and others. And still trying to be a father in my life and trying to love, and I don't want to lose all this.
423.
And, you know, like, hold on, let me stop that sound thing. I think that however it manifests, of course, up to you. But my thinking here is that all the sounds that we've talked about up to this point, the added sounds for cops, cowboy, you know, etc., like the rival app, the ninjas, all of these sounds start coming together with around the base of the you know, the foundation of the track you've already created. And so it creates this
Right. Yeah.
this bigger crescendo, and it culminates. And I think that there's opportunity, like right here too, because we didn't really have a moment to feel like the fatherhood narrative, right? Like I think even this.
Wait, say it one more time. The phone was breaking up.
Oh, I was saying that we didn't have a moment to feel like the fatherhood narrative. You know, in the beginning of the video, there's these you know, it says like divorce, living without my son, blah blah. Like there's feeling there, and it's all kind of stacked together, and we don't have like the differentiation between all of those things, and that's okay, I think, to an extent. But if there is opportunity to, let's say, at this frame 4:19:14, which is you know, 4 minutes 19 seconds and 14 frames, like that's where you know, like he's holding his son. I think I just lost you. Huh. All right, I think I just lost Sage. So pause this.
Should go.
Let's resume the. I'm over here looking at the WeFunder just sent us an email about like how to get featured on their platform. So hopefully we can get a little more juice out of that.
Who sent that?
WeFunder, since we're doing this crowdfunding campaign.
Okay. Dope.
Hold on, noise
Super dope.
suppression. Okay, so let me, yeah, noise suppression enabled. So I'm just sharing this again because I think we're almost done here. The concept that I was sharing before we crashed is that at 4 minutes, 19 seconds, and 14 frames, you know, I'm holding Jet, and there's that the sense of the
Right.
father narrative, and if there's a sound that could connect to that, and maybe it's a string of sounds, and what I mean by that is that like a combination or a succession. I mean, played in succession. So maybe it goes fatherhood narrative, self-love narrative. So now we have two loves. So maybe it's like a dun, 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 something like that. I don't know. Like I don't mean that exact sound, but in terms of like progression, because we have the self-love frame starts at 4:21:13, and then we would do the tape stop right after that. And so maybe, oh, I lost it again. Lost again. Speak up. There we go. Okay. So what I was saying is to have the succession of like the sound of love, and then do the tape stop. So like there's all this chaos, but then there's this sense of like hope and having more having some hope and not wanting it all to fall apart. That's essentially what we need to get out of this this entire thing that starts after that ninja comment. This final like crescendo. It needs to feel like all this stuff is coming to a head, and there's a desire to just have love. And I don't want to lose all of this. I don't want to lose this love because of all of this other stuff. Like we don't want to lose our community. We don't
Right.
want to, you know, because before the fatherhood narrative, there's the I should even give that note that the trilogy really is empowering other people. So this is where the empowering other people line comes in. Yeah, so essentially, yeah, like you know, 4/16/06, you know, we start talking about empowering other people. You know, so it goes from like empowering others to being a better father to trying to love myself, like meditation, etc., and just not wanting to lose all of these things because there's all these problems from, you know,
Right.
cops, cowboys, and ninjas, which is a fun thing to be able to say.
Right.
And then we just keep it pretty silent. I feel good about the end, things coming in. I feel like lost him again. Sajal? Let me know when you can hear me, man. I'm just pulling up the
I can hear you, brother.
You can hear me?
Mhm.
Sorry, man. I do think it has something to do with the screen share. Like, I feel like
Think
when
so?
I would
Yeah,
think
because every time you go to that, you might be right. You might
I
be
think
onto
that
something.
pulling I'll just give you the last time code. Well, like everything comes back. The big final push starts at 4/28/10. So that's when I brought back
Okay.
the music, and I think I can play it again for you, but I think it's pretty
Yeah.
cool as it is.
Well, I was gonna say from that standpoint, from 428, I think it's good from what you have.
Yeah, like
Everything
I
else
like
that we've
it.
been speaking of. Right. No, yeah, definitely. But after going back and watching it, I definitely understood what you were saying in terms of um those areas needing to be
The emotional
some
notes. Right.
right,
I
because
think
it's a longer piece.
yeah, it's different than a trailer, in the
Right.
sense that like because like most trailers are these days under 2 minutes. Like if they're 2 minutes
Right,
and
right,
30 seconds, that's actually getting pretty long. And so
right,
like you know, we have a 4.5 minute piece, and
right,
it's meant to be that long because it's a story recap, and people like Tekken, you know, the video game fight game Tekken just put out their story so far last month, and I was like very inspired. So like, oh wow, like they're literally what a great omen that our story so far is about to come out, and they just put theirs out, and they hired the guy from Succession. If you saw it, did you see it?
Oh, they did. Yeah, yeah. No, I didn't see it, but
The
that's
older
funny you
man who
said that.
stars in it, they hired him
Right, right.
to narrate the
Man,
Tekken story so far. And you know, and I'll say this
wow.
to you just so you can get a sense of the difference between what they've accomplished and what we're accomplishing. Like ours is like I love Tekken. Ours is doper. Ours is so much doper.
Right, definitely,
So
definitely.
you know, I think that if we start to think as like character and emotion is a sound, and you know, and really bringing that into like a piece like this, I think all of the notes are essentially from that context.
Right, definitely, definitely.
So like just in terms of turnaround time, when do you think you can send me? First of all, are stems the best thing for you to send me that I can just drop in at those points at those
Yeah,
times?
they
Okay.
definitely are. They
So,
definitely are. And since everything is pretty much there for the most part, these are small specific items that I'm adding. So it's a little bit easier. It's not like having to do a whole nother piece.
yeah.
So it's a lot easier and a lot quicker. I will say give me till like Thursday. Thursday to have everything to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I would love to
Definitely.
get into Roger by like by that night. Because if you could send it to me, like what are you thinking? Earlier Thursday or later Thursday?
Yeah, like early Thursday.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys
Like when I say early, meaning like from like Wednesday, like early morning. So like you would have it by Thursday, most likely.
okay, amazing.
That's what I mean. Like
Thank you.
on your wake up.
What I
Definitely.
do is then by Thursday night I'll send Roger the cut, so hopefully he could start working on it by Friday and then this weekend, and I'll text him now so that he can block out time.
Make sure, right.
Get this out. If we could release this by let's say next Friday, that's a game changer for us. Like from an investment standpoint,
Facts.
this is the video that's going to show people like, oh, like now I get it. You know, like you have this big
Absolutely.
all this other stuff, but this is the video where it's like, oh, you made a show with your technology with people,
Right.
and there's all these professionals
Right.
and people
This is and it's working. Right.
and it's working. Yeah.
Right.
So
Bet.
thank you, brother.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely on it.